Hey, my friends, this is Nestor, and today I wanted to talk to you about freedom. What does freedom mean to you? I mean, to me, it means basically being able to spend as much time as I can with my family, as much time as I can, doing the things that I love to do, going to the places that I love to go. That's what freedom means to me. And I appreciate it so much now that I'm starting to experience the true freedom that I'm experiencing now with my new business, with my new home business. And because before, with all the other businesses that I had, yeah, I wasn't in business by myself. I had the brick and mortar, I had with the restaurant and everything, but I was working 7 days a week. I didn't have vacation. I didn't, I had more bosses now that I, had when I was working, so, I had customers and employees that I had to answer to. I mean, it's like you have to answer to all these people, right? And I wasn't really living the true life that I wanted, so basically, the way I got my freedom was I was starting to analyze the situation, starting to read books. I read a book called The 4 Hour Work Week, and that was the one that opened up my mind to this new way of thinking of freedom and having a business. So what I analyzed I came with three things. The first one is the business that I'm gonna be doing, is it gonna be automatic? Can I put it on autopilot? Basically, what I mean is like, can I leave for a whole year on vacation and come back and that baby is, still working, it's still generating money, and maybe it's even better than when I left it, right? I mean, that's autopilot. The third one is it giving you cash flow on a monthly basis or on a weekly basis? Is it giving you, a lot of people call it residual income, in the home-based businesses. So is it giving you residual income, right? There's some that do most of the home-based business. They give you some sort of residual income, but sometimes the autopilot is not necessarily there. So you gotta that autopilot is kind of tricky. You gotta have to think about it. You have to leave the business 100%. No emails, no checking emails, no checking phones, no checking any other stuff. You truly can leave, go away, and your business gotta be working. I mean, can you do that, right? Because that's basically what a true business is. If you start seeing the big businesses out there, the people who started them, I mean, if they leave, if they resign from the board of directors or the CEO position or something, it'll still be working for generations, right? I mean, that's what I'm talking about, right? And it creates a monthly income for them, right? So the third one basically is, and this is also in the big businesses, but you can do it in home-based business. Just take a look at the home-based business you have or that you're looking at, and does it fit all these three? And the third one is basically, if I start succeeding in this business, right, and I start generating more money, right, will I get busier or will I actually get less busy? I mean, that's the third one that I saw, because, like, let's say, for instance, the restaurant, I started putting some stuff in autopilot, right? I mean, not everything. It did generate some cash flow, right? But the thing is that the bigger it started to become, the more busier we started becoming, generate more money, the more busier I had to be, and I didn't want to break through that gap where I sacrificed even more of the sacrifice that I was doing in order to break that gap and make it into like a chain kind of restaurant where now I can be a big business, because I knew I had to borrow money and get all this help, and it was gonna just take too much time out of my life in order for me to do that, and it was gonna take years, a couple of years or more, to be able to break through that and be able to have those three in the restaurant industry. So once I sold that, I was like, what? I'm just gonna sell it. I don't care. I'm not even gonna get a job or nothing, because I don't want that. I'm just gonna basically start looking until I find it. My wife, God bless her, she was okay with that. I mean, a little scary, but I told her, like, what, I know how to make money. I know how to make money doing certain things. For instance, I started doing caterings. So when we needed money, I'll just do a catering, here and there. So, but then I found this new business that fit those three, and it's been good. It's starting to become really good. I'm starting to take off. And it's funny because I can totally see that I will put it in autopilot, totally autopilot, because you can do it. I'm already starting to get residual income from it. Already. I mean, it's been like a month and a half, and I'm already receiving residual income. And the third one is that I can totally see that the more successful I become, the more I can put it on autopilot, the more residual income I'm gonna become, and the less busier I'm gonna be. And eventually I will be able to put it on autopilot 100%, and I will take a whole year off, and I'm just kind of not worried about it, and I'm just gonna see how that goes. But though it hits those three things, that business. So I'm gonna ask you, just take a look at your home-based business or your brick and mortar or whatever business you have, or if you're thinking of getting a business, and does it have those three things? Those are my three. If it doesn't have one of these, I'm not even gonna consider it. I mean, every single day people like bombard me with like these new opportunities, these new shiny objects that people fall in love with, but they don't hit those three things. They're like, yeah, but you're gonna get me situation. Yeah, but it's not autopilot. I'm gonna have to be calling people, right? I'm gonna have to be going to Walmart and getting a nice tie and something, or basically like other people who are preaching the dream but living the nightmare because they have to get into these three-way calls and do all these things and be able to basically convince people to do something. But I found out that with this one you don't you don't have to do that. So I encourage you guys to look for those three things. Look for those three things, and no matter what business you're gonna go into, or no matter what business you're looking into, or even if you are in that business that you are, can you do those three things? Because if that's what you're looking for, and that business is not gonna do it, you will eventually burn out, and you won't be happy. You'll be miserable because you're gonna have money and everything, but you're just gonna be miserable, right? I mean, that's how I was when I had the restaurant. I mean, everybody was like, oh, but you should be proud. I mean, I was proud. I mean, not a lot of people get to say that they had, a business like a restaurant or something. I mean, but to me, it was like, it's not a big deal because I'm busy, because I'm having to work 7 days. I don't even see my family. So to me, it's like, this is not what I signed up for, So with that, just, freedom, what does it mean to you guys? To me, it means those three things. To me, it means those three things, to be able to spend time with my family. So what does your freedom look like? Write comments on the bottom. Write comments. I want to know what freedom means to you. Okay, so write comments. Like this video, share it. Like I always ask you to do. Go ahead and share it because it might inspire other people, right? I mean, other people might not know about those three things. It might inspire them. So share it if you want. But with that, keep it in mind, freedom. And this is Nestor signing off. I'll talk to you on the other video.